Welcome to Gyan Ganga. In this video, we will be looking at the need of VXLAN or overlay network when the applications are deployed in the cloud. Here is the details. The idea here is how we how can we extend the VLAN from a single host to the other host or multiple hosts within the same IP network, or how to extend the VLAN across different IP networks. The requirement came from the cloud. When the applications are deployed, they face this need, and hence there was an RFC 7348 which was released in the year 2014, and the containers are realized using Linux namespace. The conceptual understanding of this or the evolution is being done in the separate video whose link is placed in the description box. We'll move. This is how the deployment of cloud native apps is realized in the cloud. So we have one host and we deploy multiple containers in a single host. Applications design will be complying to the microservice architecture. Now here we have taken an application which has web server as well as AI engine apart from other components. Now suppose this web server is capable of servicing 1,000 requests per second, and suddenly there is a demand of servicing 10,000 requests per second. If you assume a physical deployment, it is highly impossible to address to the demand in a very limited amount of time. Minimum it takes around 4 to 12 weeks for any service provider to procure these web server boxes and cater to the additional needs. Hence, all the deployments, most of the deployments are moving to the cloud. Fine. How can we achieve this in the cloud? We will see that. The wishful thinking is we would want to emulate the same, or we would want to have a same kind of deployment in a different host. Suppose this one web server component can service 1,000 service per request. I want to have more of that web servers so that my demand is addressed. So this is fine, but as it is not possible because this is in one network. It has to pass through the host which is in other network and then go to the other host and then reach uh, the containers deployed on this Linux bridge. So this is not as easy as what we think by looking at this diagram. So the idea is how can we extend this LAN to this host? That's the idea. So the simple solution for this is provide a VXLAN tunnel from this interface of the host to this interface of the host, right? Also associate one of the Linux bridge interface to this host. Okay, configuring saying that if any traffic comes over this, you please tunnel over here and then pass it to this network. The idea is any traffic which comes out of this bridge has to safely deliver here in an undisturbed way, right? How is this possible? Now we need to build a tunnel. So basically the traffic of this, the Ethernet frame, will become a payload for this network. That's the idea, right? So the tunnel establishment happens over a multicast traffic. The system uses multicast to first establish a tunnel, and after that it's all unicast traffic between these two machines, and then the tunneled traffic. The encapsulated data will just deliver across these two bridges, right? The simple solution for this is just a one-line configuration. If we are using Docker network create driver equal to overlay, and we do this, Docker will take care of everything, right from attaching one node and setting up this VXLAN tunnel and seamlessly pushing traffic from this network to here, so that all the containers here feels that they are the same network. But here in this discussion, we will be doing exactly this. We will not be relying on this. Of course, the final solution is the same. Okay, this was about the VLAN tunnel within a same IP network across two different hosts. There can also be a requirement where the VXLAN tunnel has to be extended beyond two different IP networks. That is, see here, this host is at 172.21.258 dot something. Here, one more host is 192.168.248 dot something. Except for the creation of VXLAN tunnel, the rest of the idea is same. Only the difference is in the configuration to set up a VXLAN tunnel between two different hosts across IP network. That is happening peer-to-peer. We call it as peer-to-peer. The previous one was multicast, right? Now, how the whole thing works. Now, suppose if this one of the containers wants to push the traffic to the containers here, so what it does is, so this containers will not have any idea about VXLAN tunnel. It will just push the traffic onto this bridge, and if bridge decides, okay, the destination is not here, it has to go out. When the traffic comes here, the configuration would have ensured that when the traffic comes here, this host will now package it. Now the host will build this UDP header and the VXLAN header, and as it is placed this frame in encapsulated within the VXLAN header and just passes through this. So when it passes through here, because of this IP routing in this case, right, the traffic reaches this interface, right, and it reaches the network stack here, strips this, and also it processes the VXLAN header, and then ensures that the rest of the frame, this rest of the frame is just delivered here to this VXLAN interface. The details of which we will be discussing when we actually do the experiment. We also have one more visualization of this VXLAN network. Suppose we have host here, host 1, host 2, host 3. We want to have this overlay network like this. The containers, it can be spread across different hosts in the same network or across networks, right? We can have this setup. This one single diagram will encompass two scenarios where we can achieve this overlay networking. That's all we have in this session. Friends, hope you have enjoyed this session. In the next part of this video, we will see the practical aspects of VXLAN. Configure VXLAN between the two hosts, send traffic between two containers physically located on two hosts but part of the same VXLAN or overlay network. We'll also analyze the traffic such as outer Ethernet frame and the encapsulated payload of VXLAN tunnel. Till we meet you in the next video, happy learning, take care, and thank you.